I'd like to start by saying that what I'm going to share with you, the prayer I've always had is that God would be glorified through my experience. And what I found out, just even after the first service, is that God used that prayer more than I knew. So, as Tyler said, we get reminded every once in a while that we are mortal and we face mortality. We might escape a near accident, or family members or friends can pass away. And so I had an experience like that. So a year ago, I was healthy, happy, not many cares in the world. And I have relatives that live into the 90s, and so I thought, hey, I've got this pegged. I can make it into my 90s, coast into my 90s. And then I developed some health symptoms and had a colonoscopy and found out that I had colon cancer, which that was the first diagnosis. And so they did a biopsy and found out that it was more than colon cancer. It was actually lymphoma of the colon, which is less common. If it was colon cancer, I would have simply just had surgery and a quick recovery and I'd have gone on my way. But chemotherapy, that seemed like a different story to me. I was afraid of being deathly sick, and that's the thing you hear most about chemotherapy. But I have praised about that I never was. So I knew that I was mortal, and I grew up hearing Bible verses like Hebrews 9:27 that say that, where it says, "It is appointed for man once to die, and after this the judgment." And Genesis 3:19, "By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since it is from where you were taken, for dust you are, and to dust you will return." So I knew that, but I was not counting on having to face that for another 30 years or so. It wasn't my time. So actually I'm hoping for the rapture. That'd be a nice way to know it. And am I going to be raptured and am I going to get the pop out of the ground at the rapture, or am I going to be transformed? Time will tell. As I was going through the chemotherapy and cancer treatment, there was a song on the radio I heard several times called "Just Be Held" by Casting Crowns. And the verse in there really spoke to me. And that verse is, "Hold it all together, everyone needs you strong. But life hits you out of nowhere and barely leaves you holding on. And when you're tired of fighting, chained by your control, there's freedom and surrender. Lay it down and let it go. My family says that I'm the rock of the family and I hold things together." What I'm thankful for is that my cancer was diagnosed early, it was stage 2, that it was highly treatable, and for all the prayer and support I've gotten from the church family here and from my family. And that I'm thankful that my last cancer treatment was 6 months ago and that I'm in remission. At this point, I physically don't feel like anything ever happened. I just fully recovered. Bill Keane has a quote that says, "Yesterday's the past, tomorrow's the future, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present." I like to add that it's a gift from God. So work hard, play hard, and enjoy every day that God gives you. Back in the fall, Pastor Barry gave a message about being hopeful, and I've adopted that for my life. I'm hopeful for a long, healthy life and a long, healthy retirement, and so hopeful for the future. But none of us really know for sure what the future holds. So I try to have a balance of living for now and a focus on living for the future, for eternity. Thank you.